Nasdaq-100 futures slipped on Friday after Apple issued its latest quarterly results. Futures linked to the tech-heavy index slid 0.3%, while S&P 500 futures dropped 0.1%. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average edged 14 points higher, or 0.04% higher. Apple fell 3% after the iPhone maker issued a weak revenue outlook for the December quarter. Though the company beat on top and bottom lines in its fiscal fourth quarter, overall sales declined for the fourth quarter in a row. Elsewhere, Block popped 16% on an earnings beat and a raise on full-year guidance, while Paramount Global jumped 4.5% on a strong quarterly report. Traders also looked ahead to the release of the October jobs report, due at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Economists polled by Dow Jones are calling for an increase of 170,000 payrolls, compared to September's blowout of 336,000 jobs. They also anticipate the unemployment rate will hold steady at 3.8%. As of Thursday's close, stocks are on pace for sizable weekly gains as investors grow hopeful that the Federal Reserve's rate hiking campaign is nearly over. The Dow is up 4.4%, on pace for its best weekly performance since October 2022. The S&P 500 is tracking for a 4.9% advance on the week, while the Nasdaq is up 5.2%. Both are tracking for their best week since November 2022. CNBC's Chris Hayes contributed reporting. China's service sector expanded at a slightly faster pace in October, according to the Caixin Services Survey. The Purchasing Managers' Index came in at 50.4, just above September's reading of 50.2. Caixin wrote that this pointed to a sustained rise in service sector business activity, but the reading meant only a marginal rate of growth overall. China's services sector has remained in expansionary territory for 10 straight months, according to Caixin. Hong Kong's private sector activity contracted further in October as new business, including that from mainland China, continues to fall, according to a survey by S&P Global. The seasonally adjusted S&P Global Hong Kong Purchasing Managers Index fell to 48.9 in October from 49.6 in September. It was its lowest reading since November 2022 and marked the fourth straight month of contraction. A PMI reading below 50 is viewed as a contraction. S&P Global said hiring activity also decreased in Hong Kong, while input cost inflation climbed further above that of selling prices. 90% of the entire volume of shares that changed hands on the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday advanced in price. Less than 10% declined. On the Nasdaq Stock Market, some 82% of volume was higher while less than 18% was lower in price. Advancing stocks outnumbered declining issues by almost 9-to-1 on the New York Stock Exchange versus about 7-to-2 on the Nasdaq. Total volume of shares traded on both markets was about 15% above the past month's daily average. 7 of the main 11 stock sectors climbed more than the S&P 500's 1.89% gain, led by energy and real estate, both up 3%.